Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to do a talk on the real meaning of the swastika, which has been given, of course, bad press due to the Nazis. It's also going to be a share. So here we are. Well, it says here the swastika is an ancient symbol used in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and many other cultures around the world. It was corrupted by the Nazis in World War II. So in this presentation, we will explore its true meaning. So to many, the swastika is symbolic of something dark and very evil, a part of history that was as horrific as it was cruel. Hitler called on his troops to be merciless in the treatment of those he deemed inferior and stood in the way of the emergence of the Aryan race that he mistakenly thought referred to the German people. The connection with the swastika was due to the fact that the Nazis believed that their ancestry went back to ancient India, where it was widely used, and still is. In fact, the word swastika can be translated as conducive to well-being. It was always a positive symbol in many cultures in a variety of forms, as we'll find out this morning. In Germany, the translation of the word into the German language is Hakenkreuz, or it means hooked cross. Some would rather use this word than the original to set it apart from the original swastika, which, as I've said, is symbolic of peace, love, and harmony. In Hinduism, the right-facing swastika, which goes clockwise, represents the sun. It also represents prosperity and good luck. Whereas when it is facing left, anti-clockwise, it changes its name to Swastika, which symbolises night and the tantric aspects of Kali. Kali is the goddess of transformation, change, destruction, regeneration, looked upon by some as negative, but actually not negative at all. It's a very positive image, idea. It also expresses the vibratory nature of the mantra Om or Aum and the processes of creation, preservation, and destruction, which is symbolized in Hindu philosophy. But as everything in the manifested universe is cyclic, the apparent destruction leads to regeneration on a much higher level of being. The swastika is also associated with Ganesha, the elephant-headed god, who represents the removal of obstacles from the path of the pilgrim, the path of the aspirant. Here we see a diagram of Ganesha with the Om symbol and the swastika. Very potent. There are also many interpretations available for the four legs or branches of the swastika symbol. It represents Lord Brahma with his four faces, who imparts knowledge in all directions. It represents the four Vedas, the Rig Veda, the Sama Veda, the Yajur Veda, and the Atharva Veda. All these are represented. It embodies dharma, righteousness, artha, wealth, kama, desires, and moksha, or moksha, liberation. Also the four stages of life: brahmacharya, the student life; grihastha, the householder; vanaprastha, the retired; and sannyasa, the stage of renunciation, when one goes out into the forest or the wilds to meditate for the rest of one's life. Also the castes: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And these are depicted too in the four limbs. In Jainism, the swastika represents peace and well-being, as well as the seventh of the 24 Tirthankaras, or spiritual teachers and saviours. This symbol to represent the Jain community was actually chosen in 1975 as part of the commemoration of the 2500th anniversary of Mahavira's Nirvana. And Mahavira was the first of the Tirthankaras, the spiritual teachers of Jainism. The symbol summarises much of Jain teaching. Its outline is a shape attributed to the universe by ancient texts. The stylized hand is in a gesture of blessing, and on the palm is inscribed Ahimsa. You see that's in the centre of the palm. Ahimsa, which means non-violence. And of course, one of the big main teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. And this is, Ahimsa is the essence of Jain ethical teachings. Of course, Jain have a great respect for life. They even sweep the path in front of them to get rid of any life they may, even little insect life they may kill. And they wear masks so they don't breathe in any life. So they're very, very aware of compassion and love for all things. So the phrase at the bottom of the symbol, as you can see along the bottom, states that all life is bound together by mutual support and interdependence. That's a very basic theosophical teaching too of brotherhood and love. Just above the hand, there is typically a swastika. It was replaced later on by something else because of the connotations, but I don't think it should have been. It was the original symbol. So it's typically a swastika, which for Jains represents the four types of birth that an embodied soul might attain until liberation: the heavenly, the human, the animal, or the hellish states. Of course, these are states of consciousness. In Theosophy, we don't believe that you can be reborn as an animal. So it's, when you say reborn as an animal, it's an animalistic state of consciousness or mind. And same with the hellish or heavenly states. So Jains in America, however, sensitive to the association of the swastika with Nazism, usually replace the symbol with the word Om and the symbol for the Federation of the Jain Association of North America. So that was the Americans who were very aware of this association, but generally in other parts of the world, in India, it remained the swastika. The half crescent with a dot at the top of the diagram represents the abode of siddhas, or liberated souls, which in Jain cosmology are situated at the apex of the universe. The dots just below the crescent signify the threefold path by which liberation can be attained. Samyak darshan, which is right faith. Samyak gnana, right knowledge. And samyak charitra, right conduct. So right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct are the ways that Jainism believes that we can attain liberation or enlightenment. Now, in Buddhism, the swastika represents universal harmony, good luck, and prosperity, amongst many other things. In Tibetan, it is primarily used to represent eternity. Images of it are found on the palms, chest, or feet of statues or paintings of Gautama Buddha, as you can see from this picture. It is known as the seal on the Buddha's heart. It also represents the Buddha's footprints. In Japan, the swastika is known as the manji, as a symbol of Buddhism, and carries positive meanings such as good luck, peace, strength, and compassion. We can see here, but there's a disclaimer, it's from a Japanese, about the omote manji. saying it's not the same swastika used in World War II, besides many visual differences, as the angle and direction the Omote Manji represents peace and harmony, and it is of common use in Japan. So it's trying to show here that rescue it from the degradation by showing that it's not the same. It's like the ancient symbol that's been used in many, many civilizations, as we'll see as we go on. And here's an example of the swastika on a temple in Japan. It's amazing how many places use this symbol all over the world. Places you won't even think used it. So in China, as we can see here, it has several meanings. It represents eternity, the universe, and the manifestations of the divine. The totality of beings regulated by Tai Yi, the Great One. Also the feet of the Buddha, prosperity and long life. A red swastika, as we can see here, is symbolic of the heart of the Buddha. And in China, there's a red swastika society that is similar to the Red Cross. And they also do humanitarian work like the Red Cross. So the main use of it, as we can see, it's for beneficent purposes, or has been all over the world. In North American culture, the swastika is a symbol of the four winds. To the Pima tribe of Arizona, it is representative of the four wind gods at the head of their trails or directions. As you can see here, it's done in a very stylized way, so it looks like motion, like the wind, like motion. It was even used in ancient Egyptian civilization. Which not many people know, I don't think. I didn't know that before I started this talk, the research. So the swastika remains a symbol of good luck and prosperity in Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain countries, such as Nepal, India, Thailand, Mongolia, Sri Lanka, China, Japan, and carries various other meanings for people around the world, such as the Hopi, Navajo, and many tribes in North America, Native American tribes. It is also used in Hindu marriage ceremonies and at the Diwali celebrations, Festival of Light, and many others. So we see even Arabian, Chinese, Phoenician, Hindu, English, the Celtic, American Indian, or Native American, early Christian. Even the Christians used it. So we'll look at that shortly. Just go back before we do that. Something else I want to look at. In the Theosophical Glossary, it is said regarding the swastika, in popular notions, it is the Jaina cross or the four-footed cross. In Masonic teachings, it is the most ancient order of the Brotherhood of the Mystic Cross. It is said to have been founded by Fohi in 1027 BC and introduced into China 52 years later, consisting of the 3 degrees. In esoteric philosophy, it is the most mystic and ancient diagram. It is the originator of the fire by friction and of the 49 fires. Its symbol was stamped on Buddha's heart and therefore called the heart seal. It is laid on the breasts of departed initiates after their death, and it is mentioned with the greatest respect in the Ramayana. Engraved on every rock, temple and prehistoric building in India, and wherever Buddhists have left their landmarks, it is also found in China, Tibet, and Myanmar, and among the ancient Germanic nations as Thor's hammer. As described by Eitel in his Handbook of Chinese Buddhism, it is found amongst Bonpas and Buddhists. It is one of the 65 figures of the Sripada. It is a symbol of esoteric Buddhism, the special mark of all deities worshipped by the Lotus School of China. Finally, and in occultism, it is as sacred to us as the Pythagorean tetractys, of which it is indeed the double symbol. So now let's have a look at the Theosophical seal or symbol, which contains a version of the swastika, which is called they call the whirling cross. Again, to try and disassociate it from the Nazis. So let's have a look at this in the context of this Theosophical symbol. So the first start we have the sacred word, which is of course the Om or the Om, and is the mystic Sanskrit syllable of the Vedas representing nada, or the soundless sound, which is expounded in the voice of the silence, which is by H.P. Blavatsky, and well worth looking at and meditating upon. There's some beautiful axioms and ideas in that book. In its short form, it signifies the supreme principle that pervades and is the origin of all things. Its threefold expanded form evokes the creative, preservative, and destructive forces of the universe. Comprehending the primal sound and meditating on this inner word will bring one into harmony with the underlying essence of the universe. All this information I'm getting from a Theosophical website. So the next, underneath it, is the whirling cross, which is the swastika, and is a widely spread symbol having the meaning in Sanskrit of auspicious or well-being. In Buddhism and Brahmanical thought, it represents the wheel of the law. This complex symbol suggests the ceaseless motion and evolutionary impulses which characterize all existence. Through the still, small point of its center stream, the invisible forces from the unknown depths of space manifest as the creation. Beautiful symbol, as we can see. Excuse me for mispronouncing this, the Ouroboros, which is the serpent swallowing its own tail, which you can see around the circumference. In Buddhism, this signifies infinity, boundless time, and the cyclic rhythms of the birth and death of all things, from human life to that of a cosmic system. Its scales are the numberless universes coming forth into being and passing out of manifestation. This circular form symbolizes perfection, while the serpent is a symbol of wisdom and the mystic adepts. In the center we have the Ankh, or Tau, the cross in the center, and it's the ancient Egyptian symbol of life and regeneration. In the cosmic realm, as a complete symbol combining the top oval and lower cross, it represents the universe and the descent of spirit into matter. Anthropologically, it represents humanity with its sevenfold evolutionary stages, as well as the initiate who holds the key to the mysteries. Again, another image to meditate upon. In fact, all the components of this symbol can be meditated upon separately or all together. We now come to the interlaced triangles. The hexagram, or six-pointed star, is also called the Seal of Solomon, and it's the seal of Vishnu. The upward pointing white triangle signifies spirit, ascent, wisdom, consciousness, and unmanifest planes. The downward pointing black triangle signifies matter, descent, substance, and the manifested worlds. Their linking with the hidden central point shows the sevenfold nature of things and hints at the co-eternal nature of the polarities. At the bottom we have the motto, which is known as the motto around the bottom, Satyam Nasti Paro Dharma, which is the motto of the Theosophical Society. There is no religion higher than truth. It was adopted from the Maharaja of Benares. The motto affirms the commitment of the Theosophical Society to the truth and to the unbiased and fearless search for the truth in all things. Human dogmas are challenged in the light of the inner gnosis of the spirit world, the spirit soul. So the Theosophical Society, of course, promotes a universal brotherhood, a sisterhood of humanity, regardless of race, creed, sex, caste, or colour. And it believes that the essence of all religions is the same. People fight and war over dogmas and rituals that people have made, that people have invented. People invented religions. None of the great spiritual teachers founded a religion. People founded religions because people had to have material things like dogmas, rituals, etc. And these cause conflicts. Well, Theosophy teaches that there is no religion higher than the truth. We have to get to the essence of all these religions and find that the truth, the reality, is the same in all of them. And that's what the spiritual teachers came to tell us. Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, all the others came to tell us to look within ourselves and find the truth within. And there lies our redemption, if you like. So that's the symbol of the Theosophical Society. I wanted to show that in the context and show the swastika in the context of all that. So there is also, as you can see here, interestingly, a swastika stand-up pose using yoga. It's also supposed to be an easier pose for people who can't do the full lotus posture. The swastika stand-up pose. Perhaps you can all try that. I might try it. Probably I'm not as bendy. I'm certainly not as bendy as this next one. This fella trying to emulate swastika. So you have to be rather supple, to do that? Rather flexible. I'm not going to try it. I don't want to advise anyone to try it unless they're they are very flexible. So it is essential that we do not allow a short period of history to tarnish the deep esoteric meanings attached to the swastika, which has been used for millenniums as representing the deepest spiritual teachings, as well as promoting peace, love, and harmony in its many forms and across many cultures throughout time and space, as I've shown in this talk, or tried to show in this talk. So hopefully I have shown that we must shake free from the desecration of this image by the Nazis and others and reinstate it to its true place in the spiritual life of humanity. Here we see all the different swastikas all over the world, the Hopi, the Christian, the Maltese, the Tibetan, the Sri Lankan, the Chinese, Japanese, Islamic, even Lapland, Hindu, Celtic, Pali, Aztec, Jain, Greek, Jewish, and Egyptian, of course, which we saw earlier, and others, many others. Not many people would believe or understand that the Christians actually used it, well, they did in the early days. Obviously descending from the Hindu and Buddhist ones that came earlier. So there we are. There is my talk on the swastika. Let's return now for the final part, which is going to be a little meditation on peace, love, and harmony. Just going to do this spontaneously. So let's do a little meditation. Let's breathe out any tension that we have and let's become relaxed. And just fill your heart with peace, love, and harmony. Imagine the lotus blossom opening in the heart. Imagine light filling your heart. Let this light fill your whole being. Peace, love, harmony. And let this light fill the room that you're in. Peaceful, loving, harmonious light. Let it fill the whole building. Out into the area surrounding the building. Peace, love, harmony. Into the town or city in which you live. Out into the country that you live in. Let it fill the whole planet. Fill the whole planet with light, with peace, love, harmony. Outwards into the solar system. Fill the whole solar system with light, peace, love, harmony. Out into the universe. Fill the whole universe with light. We have a mind to embrace the universe. There are no limitations except the ones we put upon ourselves. Out from the universe into infinity, eternity, peace, love, harmony. And let's dwell here for a few moments in the silence. Now let us return back from infinity to the universe, to the solar system, to the planet, to the earth, to the country in which we live, to the city or town in which we are, to the area surrounding the building where we live, to the building, to the room in which we are, to the light that fills the whole body. To the lotus of the heart, peace, love and harmony that dwells in our heart. And let that peace, love and harmony stay there, remain there, be with us always as we go through our day-to-day lives. Always peace, love, harmony. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace on earth and goodwill to all beings. Namaste. The divine in me greets the divine in you. Thank you so much for listening and hope to see you soon. Peace, love and harmony to you all.